Mr. Munir Mendel, and the team of Baloch Voice Association.
The mic is probably up.
Now you can hear?
Yeah, it's working now.
So I'm really honored that I'm part of this panel to talk on Balochistan. It's really an honor. Actually, Balochistan in history has contributed the basic foundation of today's human civilization. Balochistan is not only denied its independence for last 72 years, but Balochistan's contribution in the history of human civilization is also denied. When we open the books, encyclopedias, even the today's media like Google and like, we don't see the actual history. People don't recognize, they don't want to recognize what Baloch civilization is, how we created the first urban civilization on earth. And till today, for more than a millennium, Baloch people and especially Baloch women are preserving and protecting that messages of that our first urban civilization on earth. We had no computers at that time, our great-grandmoms, but we had colors. Baloch people are very creative people, and we have very civilized and enhanced abilities of geometry. So Baloch women, they have created the patterns, all geometrical patterns, like 11 to 12,000 years back. Same patterns you will find on the pottery that French archaeologists have worked there for 30 years. There was wheel, there was colors, there was geometry, there was town planning. The first cotton and the first plums and the first wheat was there, and Baloch people are the founders of the basic agriculture. Today's great Indian civilization is daughter of Baloch civilization. People like it or don't like it, but nobody can deny their grandmom. The Indian civilization and the people of Mehergarh have, till today we have direct link with the Indian civilization, with the civilizations of Central Asia, Persian civilization, and Mesopotamia, and Egyptian civilization. Even from the things of pharaohs, the Baloch pattern of Balochi women's dress is founded. The patterns of the geometrical patterns even are talking about the time measurement, the days and years. And it was not only one city in Mehrgarh. In the books, they write it as Indus civilization sometimes. It's not Indus civilization. It's Baloch civilization. It's Shal and Bolan civilization. And then its direct links with the Shar-e-Sutka. Shar-e-Sutka is called Shar-e-Sokhta in Persian. Basically, its original name is Shar-e-Sutka, the bird city. And it's in the western Balochistan occupied by Iran. And then Cake civilization, Nal and Cake civilization, it's also directly linked with Mehrgarh civilization. So it's not only one city that is at, that people think that it's at that edge or that area of Balochistan, that after that, Kutchi Plains and then Sindh starts. The whole Balochistan is linked, and even the Kandhar's civilization, that is Mandigarh, is also, you can call daughter or granddaughter of Mehrgarh. On this August forum, I insist that this is the time, this is not the time to declare Baloch people as terrorists, because we are the people who created the first urban civilization with town planning, with beautiful dresses and jewelries, with geometry and calendar, agriculture. But that was city of peace and love. It is called Mehrgarh, place of love. And there was no arms. The city was a matrilineal civilization, a civilization that was guided by women. It's a treasure, it's an asset for all women of the world. All the women of the world should feel proud on Mehrgarh as their great-grandmother's civilization and contribution. When you look at Balochistan through a Baloch's eye, then you can understand what Balochistan is. But if your greedy eyes are on the Baloch gold mountains and the Baloch rivers of oil flowing under our soil, your greedy eyes can't look at what Baloch are. We look like terrorists to you, because when 100 years before, back you came as conquerors and you got defeated by Baloch people, and they wrote, and you wrote books, and you declared us dacoits. Have we came to Britain? But your diaries and your writings are saying that Balochs are dacoits because we were attacking them. When we fight for our land, we are not fighting for gold and oil. We are fighting for our honor, for our motherland. We never say that we are owners. We are not owners. We are sons and daughters of Balochistan. Balochistan owns us. So when you look at Balochistan through a Baloch's eye, then you can understand what Baloch has contributed to this human civilization, to peace, art, culture, economic. And then you can understand what Baloch can give to this world. And it can only can happen if Baloch takes over its own affairs, its own hands. Baloch people's independence, the independence of Balochistan, is the only answer for survival of this species, endangered species called Baloch. People feel pride in the fashion of green world and to save sharks and whales and green turtles. Let's start a fashion to save all humanity and all the life on this earth, and understand and accept it that Baloch also has a basic right to live on this earth. Yes, if we have resources, if we have strategic land, if we have 2,000 kilometers of coastline on Indian Ocean, it's not a crime. We never had said that we are not ready to share it with the world. We were always a point of connecting the world, and we will be, but on our own conditions, on our benefit. The existence and liberation of Baloch people is the first thing the world has to give us. We are secular people, we are pluralist people, we are peaceful people. You will never hear about the Roids in Balochistan. There were Roids in all over subcontinent, but never in Balochistan. We never fight on religion, we never fight on race, we never fight on ethnicity, but we fight for our honor. So when we talk about that why Balochistan is bleeding, because the world's decision making is in the hands of those who are warmongers, who get benefit from their war industry. They want more wars, they want more conflicts. They don't want peace, and they don't want that there would be, if there is peace, they should understand that they should close their greedy eyes and their evil designs. They can get more. By peace on this earth, we can get the most, the resources, the pleasure, the happiness, the connectivity of all human in all life. So the people who believe in peace must come in the decision-making institutions, and more women must be in the powerful decision-making institutions. But women with conscience, women with courage, women with wisdom. We saw President of United Nations, she visited Pakistan, and she visited a Punjabi NGO in Islamabad, all air conditioned and all planned. And she praised women of Pakistan, and she left. She ignored the long march, what Baloch kids and women and an old man of 80 years from Quetta to Islamabad, thousands of kilometers. Pardon? So she ignored. We were thinking that she will go to Quetta and she will greet Mama Kadir and she will greet the Baloch women sitting there in the camp, and that camp is a history of human protests, of human resistance. The longest protest camp in human history. It's around 4,000 days now. But she ignored, she just ignored. So we want more women in decision-making institutions. But there is need of more wise and courageous women and more women with consciousness. It's not only Balochistan that's bleeding. Humanity is bleeding because we are part of this humanity. We are like around 40,000 Balochs are missing and in mass graves and in rape centers of Pakistan army. And Iranian regime is also doing the same, killing and hanging, public hanging of Baloch people. But we are surprised that one of our young son, Rashid Baloch, it is first time that in Arab countries, a Baloch is arrested by UAE forces without any charges on him, and United Nations Working Group, Mr. Munir Mengal, has filed the case in United Nations Working Group, and Working Group, in Working Group, the UAE government accepted that Rashid is with them, and then without saying anything or without mentioning or without any consensus of United Nations, they just ignored United Nations and handed over Rashid to the killer and terrorist army of Pakistan. Rashid's family's civil members have been killed by a Pakistan army. And everybody knows that Rashid's life is threatened. So we are surprised not only, this is first time that our second home, Afghanistan and Arabian Gulf, is second home for Baloch people. Because we go there and because we have historical ties. Pakistan is a new country in the face of history, but we people have thousands of years of relations with each other. But they prefer Pakistan army due to their material needs, and they have done this thing that is a violation, and this is responsibility of United Nations. We Baloch people are very much concerned that Rashid's life is in danger, thousands of Baloch's life is in danger, but this particular case can be used against anybody because he is in their hands. He's a young kid and a kid out of disaster. He has seen so much pain and agonies, and now he's again in the hands of that butcher army. So anybody in the world, the Balochs, it is a threat for all the Balochs that anybody can be tagged as a terrorist. Any Baloch who is raising boys can be tagged and can be handed over to this butcher army because people need these mercenaries for their designs. This is very unfortunate, and we demand from United Nations that Rashid Baloch should be saved from the terrorist and killer army's hands, and he should be released, and he should be given asylum with his family to any peaceful, civilized country. Thank you so much.